Hello again. So this is going to be a follow-up video from the Wii U that I investigated previously. So here we have ourselves a broken gamepad. So now let's crack it open and see if we can complete the system. Okay, so similar to the previous video, I ordered myself a non-functioning gamepad to pair up with the Wii U that I fixed earlier. So this comes with just the gamepad, no charger, it's missing the stylus, and I bought it because the seller said that the touchscreen was not responsive and that it could not be synchronized with the Wii U. So I'm just going to open this up and do a quick visual inspection. I'm always so bad at opening boxes. I should probably use a razor blade. So I'm not cutting off fingers and stuff. Ooh, look at that. Oh boy, packing peanuts. Clean those up and get them out of the way. And then here we have it. Oh, I see the problem. There's a dent in the middle. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little dimple or two. The gamepad looks like it's in really good shape. The buttons feel good. Analog controllers have a nice spring back to them. So, yeah. Doesn't look like it has been opened. Bumpers feel nice. Alright, so what I'm going to do is see if I can get this synchronized with the Wii at all for starters. And then we'll investigate from there. Let's get to it. Okay, so now we have it plugged in and we see the little charge light here. I'm going to see if we have power. Turn blue. As you can see, the screen does work, like they claim, but you can't press on any of the icons. My guess is that dimple right there in the center of the screen. Now this gamepad isn't a multi-touch screen, it's a single touch. So, with that being said, if the gamepad thinks that there's a point being held down in the center of the screen, nothing else will register or calibrate. At least that's how I see it. So I'm going to pull this apart and we're going to see if we can't fix the dent and make sure that there are no pressure points being pushed down that are not supposed to be pushed down. So let's start the operation of the Wii U gamepad. Okay, so we have the beast on the operating table. So I'm gonna pop this open. I'm gonna try to fix the dimple we see in the middle of the screen here, and maybe clean up any dirt that's around the edges, as if maybe some debris gets caught under the edge of the screen. That might also react as a pressure point. as if someone's pressing on a corner or on a side, if there's a good piece of dirt lodged under there. So let's get into this and crack it open and see if we can get this baby on the road. So again, it's the same idea as the Wii U, where they have these little screw covers. Those will all have to come off. But first I'm going to remove the battery. These just loosen. They don't actually remove from the case at all. This just pulls back, this cable here. That's the battery connection. We'll be removing that. Always pull it by the connector and not the cable. Comes out nice. And the battery should just lift up and out, like so. Put that on the side. I'm going to rest it on top of the battery case, just as, you know, parts management, so you'll know where stuff is. Not that there's 100 pieces here, but yeah. And now we'll get into taking off the fantastic screw covers. Okay, now to remove the screws here. I will be attempting to remove just from what I uncovered, and then if that doesn't release it, I'll remove these rubber feet from the back of the controller and see if there are screws under there as well. Okay, so I have what I believe is the last screw left, and it's this one over here. Go in and remove that. Hopefully get the back off this monster. Okay. Now we have to be careful because these bumpers, well, they're going to be either wired in, so they'll be connected to probably a circuit board that's on the underside of the screen here. So I'm just going to try to separate this gently. We do have separation. It's coming up nice. We can see some ribbon cable in there. The blue, those are usually the tabs on the ribbon cable. It's going to be very gentle. Okay, so what we see is the cable, the battery. I'm just gonna grab it by its plastic tab and pull it out. Trying to be very gentle here. Beauty. Okay, so that's out. You can see that. That's just the cable that makes the contact with the battery. So our bumper came out, so those just rest in place. I'm going to set those aside. Set this aside. And then these Just kind of flop like that, and that's how you press your buttons on the triggers. Everything looks in order. There is no spillage of any kind. This here is probably your Bluetooth chip and antenna connection. Okay, so now I'm going to disassemble this so I can get to the screen. Okay, this looks like the Bluetooth antenna will just unplug for us. I think it's just on there with some adhesive. And I am correct. So you have an adhesive strip right there, and then the connector for the Bluetooth on the main PCB and the actual Bluetooth. I guess you would call this a expansion card? Sure, sounds good to me. I will remove the screws that hold in this PCB. Yeah, it's probably a better view. Sorry about the angle. I know it sucked, but this is what we must do to fix the Wii U. That just lifts out like so. Now this panel will be another story. Okay, that lifts up nice. Folds up like a little tombstone. Out. Okay, so that's our LCD and touch panel. Now, as we can see, I'm going to get this out of the way now. I'm just going to set this back here. Now, the game plan is to remove these dimples. That one. And there's like a line, a drawn line. So somebody got pissed with their stylus or whatever. Okay, so while I was cleaning the front of this thing, I noticed that those white tabs, let me get this focused. Alright. That white tab right there, and the white tabs on the edges, like here, and focus there. That'll allow me to take the LCD panel out of the touch sensor casing. So I am going to be extremely careful. See if I can't just pop it with my finger. Whew, okay, so after much wrestling, I was able to remove the framing. Here is our LCD screen, the panel. I looked that over and it looks really good. And this is where you really want to have gloves on. You want to dust when you put this thing back together. Looking over the glass and everything looks super duper. So I'm going to rest that on the side. And here is our culprit that's causing all the fuss. This touch sensor. Now I'm going to try somehow to flatten out all these little bumps and grooves, and divots, and what have you. And once we get it flat, we'll be able to use our suction cup. It's my plan to kind of recalibrate the spacing between the two pieces of touch material. So I'm going to get into that somehow. I'll come up with something, so I'll show you what I do from here. This is all improvised, so you never know what's going to happen next. I'll be right back. Okay, so my plan, which is probably a really bad idea, is I have my little wasabi gumball tin container, and I need a flat surface, so I'm going to use that as my flat surface to press on. Now the bad idea is my heat gun. This is going to be extremely dangerous, and I could possibly destroy this thing, but I have to keep in mind when I do this to slowly raise the temperature and keep a sharp eye on any plastic distortion that might happen from the heat. So far away, I will start, and I'm going to keep my hand in the area that I'm trying to fix, because if my hand can't take the heat, then the plastic can't. So I'm going to get to this. Very far away. I'm going to say that's warm enough. I'm just going to kind of work it with my finger. That. Working on that dimple. going to do it some more. I also want to block this tiny little super thin plastic ribbon cable here. I'm going to rub again. Using the wasabi gumball tin as my flat surface. And I want to say it's actually getting better. I'm not going to get it completely flat. I'm going to get it to a point where it's like good enough. Good enough. And then I'm going to try it, because I don't want to damage the touch sensors with excessive heat here. Just trying to massage out those dimples. That sounds weird. But take that however you want. And I'm going to do it a little more. Probably going to quit here while I think I'm ahead before I put it back together. I'm dusting this with my spray air. I don't want any dirt matter in here at all when this closes. And make sure our cables are clear, screen's in place. Like that. Well, I hope this works for us, because I'd be very excited buying this broken as a non-functional item, repairing it and saving it from the dump. People throw away too many things these days. Don't know if this battery is going to have enough charge in it, but I'm going to try to turn it on right here. If not, we'll bring you out to the living room. Dusty. Let's see if this will come on now. So I've been able to do updates and connect to my Wi-Fi with this thing. Now, a little trick I'm using is I can't press the screen right now, as you can see, but my damaged area, which is here, I can place a suction cup on, and when I press the suction cup in and release, it's squeezing up on the part that is damaged, and now I can use the gamepad using a little suction cup trick until I either get the wrinkle out or buy a new digitizer. But I thought that was kind of fun and clever. Use a suction cup, that way you can still see what you're doing. And just luckily it's not on a spot that I'm going to be pressing all the time. So I'm just going to try this out real quick. Okay, so here is Mario Kart 8 on the gamepad. I can't press anything. I'm going to press my magic little suction cup, and I now should be able to pick different things. So isn't that funny, huh? But that's a little workaround for now. So now we can see this seems to be working just fine. So yeah, quick little video. Hope you enjoy. I want to see if the gyro works here. Ooh. Did I not turn with this? I don't know how this works exactly, so... Oh, that's neat. Sweet. There it is. So you can switch between the two. That turns your little dude. Or I can click this here, and that lets me use the gamepad to turn instead. Completely functioning. So yeah, this will be fun. Groovy. Yeah, so until next time, keep watching, subscribe as always, please, if you haven't already, and I'll be back with more videos. Maybe I'll do a screen replacement on this, a digitizer replacement, if I can't get that wrinkle out. But that's where I'm going from here, so we'll see you later.